It's the Forever Anchor podcast. I'm your host, Joe, and my special guest, George, my boy. Um, yeah, man, kind of excited to get this thing rolling. Uh, you're one of the very first people that kind of encouraged me to start doing this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And take the steps and like push me and help me stop procrastinating so
Yeah.
much. So yeah, I appreciate that, man.
I'm glad to be here, bro.
Yeah, I
But
appreciate
just
it.
do it. We gotta
Get
gotta
this
get on the
done.
ground and keep moving.
Yeah, come on. So yeah, we could kind of just open up. Let's kind of just start the convo by introducing like how we first met, like from your perspective,
Yeah.
how we first met. Also, kind of just like how our friendship kind of grew, and how things went.
We met at work at juvenile hall. He was already there. They're kind of taking me through the training and like just taking around the units, walking around the units, and I seen Joe and some other guys there, and like instantly, like I knew, like oh, like after I talked to him, I was like I knew right away, like all right, he's gonna be cool. Like I'm gonna be able to talk to this dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you could tell, like just based off your first interaction with somebody, you can tell, like all right, that's somebody I can talk to. You know what I mean?
right.
So I remember I think you guys were expecting like an incident that day.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it was with
yeah.
like with I forget who it was, but anyways, we were there and that's how we first met, and then we started working like after I got training and stuff. We
Hmm.
started working together like as partners for a little while,
Yeah,
and then from there, just our relationship just grew, just getting conversation and just getting to know each other really.
right. I remember when you very first started. Did you start and then I went on baby leave? Then I came back, or no? Or I came back and I was already from baby leave, or was it
I
sometime after that?
shoot,
What
I can't remember 100%.
Yeah. Ah, man, but I remember the same thing, bro. Same thing that you say. It's crazy that you say that because I remember when you very first came into the unit and you're with some other people that were getting trained as well. Uh, we were we had talked right away, and then like I was just like, oh man, this dude's pretty cool. And
Yeah,
then I remember God kind of telling me too, like, oh, that's gonna be your homie, like,
yeah,
and you know what I
yeah,
mean. And
yeah.
it's surprised, it's crazy that it kind of just all worked out like that. I remember right away too. We kind of started talking about hoop, talking about football, kind of
Yeah.
talking about sports right
Those
away.
those
Um,
conversation starters, yeah.
yeah, and that's kind of where the conversation started. But yeah, man. Uh, I know our relationship kind of grew too. I remember one like one day that I had came back from the first men's retreat,
Hmm.
and we are partners already. I remember that there was this incident where you. I remember it was late at night. We had just finished our shift. All the kids were in their rooms, and we were kind of in the office hanging out. And I remember there was one. You had asked me like, "Hey, bro, what was the men's retreat like?" And I
Yeah,
was just like, "What the heck?" And it was weird, bro, because like by then we had already started doing like the transformation
yeah,
Tuesdays, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And it was cool because I think something, I don't know what it was, but something sparked your interest, and
hmm,
then you had asked me that. Do you remember that day or?
I think a little bit. Yeah, because I think around that time it was what 2023 July. I got hired on July, so I started
Hmm.
probably like mid August.
Hmm.
But 2023 is when I first started going to church, and barely I was like fresh into it, and barely started walking in my faith around that time. So I probably I remember asking you about that and books because you'd always have books or mention like books.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think I briefly remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy, bro. Because I remember you asking me that, and then kind of like I remember kind of giving you a brief summary of what the men's retreat was like, and then fast forward a whole year later, like we
Hmm.
ended up going to the
We
men's
ended up
retreat
going.
together. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it was cool, man. It was kind of like a full circle moment. But yeah, kind of how you said that you're barely growing in your faith. Let's talk about that a little bit. Like growing up, how were you? How were you raised? Like religious wise?
Right.
Like what was your religious like traditions? Or what was your life like growing up when it came to God?
Growing up, really, I didn't have a relationship with God like how I do
Hmm.
now. Grew up. My parents are Catholic. So I grew up Catholic. Did my whole like first communion and everything. Like the church that we went to was like literally down the street from my house.
Hmm.
So I was going there as probably like middle school throughout high school. We were going like consistently, but then like towards the end of my high school, uh, we weren't really going as much. But even then, when I was like growing up, going like I really like I was there, but like I just really didn't understand, or I didn't have that connection. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
So I never like put too much effort or thought into like, all right, let me see where this goes. You know what I mean? Um, and then probably was at 20 from like 20, I would say like 2019 is what probably like last time I went to like a Catholic church.
Mm-hmm.
2019, 2018. That was the year I graduated 19. So probably around 2019. Then I didn't go to a church until like 2023 when I
Oh,
first started when I started going in
wow.
to Valley Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's where I found my relationship with God. But yeah, I grew up Catholic. I mean, my parents they don't really go to church now. My mom she would occasionally go, but
Yeah.
I'm right now as of right now I'm the only one that's walking in that faith like with God in the sense of like Christian religion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah,
And I let's kind of dive in a little deeper in that. So would you say that when you were growing up, like, and you're going to the Catholic Church, it was more like of just, um, you felt maybe like it wasn't so much as a relationship, and it was more
yeah,
like
for
a,
sure.
yeah.
It was more so like yeah, do this, this, and that. So like to the day, I remember like the Our Father prayer, like the
Mm-hmm.
Hail Marys that we had to say. Like we they would like drill us like you got to remember this, you got to remember this, you got to remember this. You got to say it like 6 times or whatever the case was. But
Yeah.
it was more so like how can I the best way I could put it is like you're studying for a test,
Mm.
like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like when I would go to like the my to my classes for like my first communion, that's what it was like. Oh, you gotta remember these Hail Marys or Our Fathers. That way on Friday you know it. That way we test you on it. That's how it kind
Mm.
of felt like. It
Yeah.
was more of a test, more so of like book, which I don't know. I've never found my relationship with God, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's
Um,
good.
yeah.
Let's see. How would you say your understanding of God changed over time?
Over time, like so after like when I started going to
Yeah.
or just in like from the beginning.
Just from the beginning.
Oh, from the beginning, I always like believed in God.
Mm-hmm.
Like I grew up Catholic, I always believed in God. I believed that there was a God, but it was never. It was nothing more than that.
Mm.
It wasn't like where I'm at now. Like now, it's crazy. Like now, I hear God. Now I feel God. Um, Now it's like I know who God is. I have that relationship with God, and He knows me.
That's
Like you know
good.
what I mean. It's not a one way street where it's just me talking, and but I feel that connection. I feel that that 2 way street. Like you know what I mean. That
Right.
like how we're sitting now. Like I'm talking to you, and He's talking to me.
Yeah.
So like now is just I would have never pictured myself where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
With in terms of like knowing who God is. I mean, God is so big. There's obviously we can't know everything about Him, but like I know God is real, and
Right.
like I know who He is.
The experiences you've
Yeah, the
had with him.
experiences, the
Yeah.
encounters, that just I mean we'll dive into it, but every moment and
Mm-hmm.
like He answers me every time. Every time. It's
Right.
not probably not today, not the next day or week, month, whatever, but He'll get back to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's good. I think that's kind of, I can relate to that big time too, because same with me. Like, I didn't grow up in church. It's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't grow up in church. I kind of uh, didn't encounter God until I was an adult. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And even when I very first encountered God, it was the same thing. It was kind of just the go to church and check mark. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
get the duties done, and then kind of go back to live the way however I was living. And then it wasn't until I had dived deeper and had more encounters with God that I really started to understand that, man, it needs to be an everyday relationship. You know what I
Right.
mean? And when I started having that everyday relationship, whether it was prayer or worship or whatever, it always like, um, I started to understand more and more that it needed to be, um, like, I needed to seek God for Him to speak to me. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Because the world's so loud,
Right.
and everything, all the distractions and everything in the world, that, man, like, if we're not seeking God's voice, like, we really don't. you really won't hear from him. You know what
Right.
I mean? But yeah, let's kind of transition to the next question I have. See, it says, can you pinpoint a moment or experience that was most profound? Like, can you pinpoint a moment or experience that like helped shape your faith?
Oh, for sure. Let's get right into it. I just before like so when I first started getting church, it was like March of 23. Like my ex I was with that she actually invited me to church,
Mm-hmm.
and at first I was like skeptical. 'Cause I grew up Catholic. This is my first time stepping into a Christian church, and I was like skeptical about it. I was like, oh, we'll see. I eventually ended up going one day, and then I was like, I went the next week, and then I was like, oh, like I felt something. I felt God's presence for the first time.
Mm.
Um, the worship music. At first, I was like seeing people like around you lifting their hands. I'm like, what are they doing? I'm like,
Yeah.
honestly, it took me a little while to like I guess take that next step in faith
Yeah.
and just surrender and just honor and worship Him. But eventually, I did, and even now I do. But so the more I started going, the more I started hearing the worship, the more I started hearing God's word, and that just made me like hungry. It made me hungry.
Mm.
Like I want to go next week. I want to go next week. I want to go next week. So like that's what I was looking forward to. But I would say like the biggest moment that kind of made me like grow my faith is when last year at the men's retreat. So I was going through it a little bit. I mean, I would say from 2023 to that men's retreat,
Yeah.
which was 24. I was kind of already going through it. I was finishing up school in college. I had finished like a couple months early. Came home. I was struggling financially just because like the housing situation. I was still paying rent and I wasn't there, whatever.
Yeah.
So like the money I had saved, it went all to that rent. So I was maxing out my credit cards. I didn't ask for help. I didn't ask my brothers. I didn't ask my dad. My dad, my mom, like they don't really have it like that. But
Mm-hmm.
even as a man, like I was like, nah, like I, my ego, my pride was like, nah, you got to figure it out yourself. So I racked up credit card debt, whatever. That was all 2023. July, August finally get hired. Things are starting to go my way a little bit
Mm-hmm.
financially wise, and this whole time I'm in a relationship, things break off, whatever. Like in August of 24, so that was I would say like my first heartbreak. So like I was kind of going through it a little bit. Not a little bit. I'll say I'll be honest. I was going through it.
Yeah.
So that was August. By like the second month, I was kind of like getting over it a little bit, finding my feet again, and then the third month, I find out my mom has cancer, which was
Mm.
November 14th of last year. And that like I hit rock bottom,
Yeah.
and I was just in a deep place. Like I remember the day like exactly. Like I remember what I was doing when I found out. Like I was laying in bed getting ready for work. I was about to go to work, so I was just laying down. And my brother walks into the room and he's like, "Oh, like did my dad tell you? Like, what do you mean? Tell me what?"
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Oh, like my mom has cancer."
Yeah.
And I just start breaking down, like crying, and then I'm like, not initially, but I was like just in shock, like
Yeah.
what, like. And then my mom she walks into the back door, and my door's open, so I could see like where she's at. She walks in, and I just walk up to her, and I just give her a hug, and we just start crying, and my brothers and me, we're just like holding her.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time I found out, or that was when I first found out. And then like I still went to work that same day. Like when I found out, I was just so in shock. Like I just didn't know what to do. Like
Yeah.
I thought I could just go to work and it'll clear my mind. But like as soon as I hit work, I was like driving to work, still crying, whatever. I get to work, try to clean up, but like you can see it in my eyes. Like
Yeah.
I get there, and one of my coworkers, she's like, it was two of them. I'm like, oh, like you good? And I just started breaking down, like,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was rough. So I and then so the week after, so November 14th, I found out we're supposed to go to that men's retreat that week after, which was
Right.
like the 20th around there. So I remember telling you, I was like, "Ah, bro, like I don't think I'm gonna go anymore. Like I just
Mm.
found out my mom got sick, she has this, and I was just, I remember you telling me like, oh, it's good, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like pray about it and stuff. And I prayed and like well that whole week, bro. Like I kid you not, bro. I wake up crying, drive to
Mm.
work crying, go to sleep crying. Like
Yeah.
I would say for the first time in my life, I felt like depressed. Like that was
Mm.
the first time, like rock bottom, like just thinking the worst.
Yeah.
Like having the worst thoughts, like damn, she's gonna die. Like damn, like what do I do?
Yeah.
And I felt so guilty too at the time because so when I was in a relationship, I really put my family on the back burner. Like I
Mm.
really didn't make time for them really. So I kind of felt guilty, like oh dang, I never really made time for my mom like that.
Mm.
And then even when I was going through the breakup, I didn't tell them initially. Like I didn't tell nobody.
Yeah.
So I was kind of by myself, doing my own thing, isolated,
Right.
and not even making time. And then to find out she's sick, and this whole time I'm not. It so it kind of made me feel guilty too. So um, I remember praying about it, and then like I don't know, like the day before I hit you up, I was like, yeah,
Mm.
bro, like I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And so I ended up going to the men's retreat. Um, kind of just lost and really broken, like really broken in a very dark place. And then I remember the second night we're supposed to have a word from the pastor, and then he comes out. Well, they do a couple worship songs, and then like he comes out, talks a little bit, and like the worship just goes.
Mm.
Ends up turning into like a whole worship night, and it was
Yeah.
just crazy, bro. Like in that moment, it was the first time I ever um, heard God and feel God speak to me.
Mm.
I remember I was just crying, like bawling my eyes out. You were next to me.
Yeah.
There's people praying over each other in the room, and then I remember you praying for me, and I remember in that moment I felt God like He placed His arm around me,
Mm.
and then He's like um like don't worry, like I got your mom, like she's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Come on.
And in that moment, bro, like everything like a switch just changed, bro. Like
Mm.
when I came back home from that trip, bro, like I kid you not, like he gave me peace that I've never would have got if I never went to that men's retreat, bro.
Come
Like
on,
even to
bro.
this day, like
Yeah.
even with everything, even with all the setbacks we've had, even with everything, there's a lot to it. Um, he gave me that peace that is just that surpasses our understanding, bro. And
Yeah.
and
Come on.
and I prayed. I asked him for. There's like a couple things I asked him for. So he gave me that peace, and then I asked him for really one of the main things was just strength to be strong in front of my mom.
Mm.
And bro, he provided every single time. I remember one of the first setbacks was they had did like initial like a biopsy or whatever to see just to check her out.
Yeah.
They ended up finding another tumor in her. But like when she told me, like she was crying and stuff, but like it didn't worry me, bro.
Yeah.
Like God already told me, like nah, I got her. Like
Yeah.
I already told you, like she's good. So
Mm.
I didn't cry, I didn't worry, I didn't stress. Like and then it turns out that tumor it was just like dead cells, so like it wasn't cancerous. And then one of the second things that kind of um, was kind of hard hearing was just like so they did her surgery just to check all right if it's spreading or not whatever the procedure was. So one of the three glands or whatever they took out, one of them came back cancerous. So like when breast cancer spreads, it spreads like kind of through your armpits, like going
Mm.
up this way.
Mm-hmm.
So that they got the test back and then they told her like oh yeah it spread. So because initially they were thinking oh just like radiation and that was it, but
Yeah.
they found out it was spreading. So they they went with chemo. And then once she started her chemo treatments, like the first 3 or 4 treatments, bro, every time she had it, she had got chemo, she would end up in the hospital. Whether she got an infection, whether she's dehydrated, but like it was rough. Bro, I remember there was days like where she couldn't walk, she couldn't really eat because she
Mm.
had no taste in her mouth. Everything was just so bitter. Like she was just in bed crying all day. She would tell
Yeah.
me, bro, like breaking down, like I don't know if I can do this. Like there's times where like oh I don't know if like it feels like nobody cares. Like and
Mm.
to me like I'm like damn it makes me feel guilty even more. Like because what else like I'm thinking to myself like okay well like what can I do more for you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but like bro like I'm kidding you not like your mom's telling you like I don't want to live no more, bro. Like it just
Yeah. I
it
can't.
hurts. It hurts to
Yeah.
hear that. It
I
hurts to
can't
see.
imagine.
It hurts to see her in the way she is. But when I'm in that moment, when I was in those moments, bro, I didn't cry. Like
Yeah.
I didn't cry. Like I just embraced her and told her it's gonna be all right. Prayed, and I feel like that. I feel like that, well, I know that's all God. Like I
Yeah.
asked for strength, and He gave it to me in those
That's good,
moments.
bro. Come on.
Another thing too, what really kind of messed me up was I didn't want to say it was after her second chemo treatment, her hair started falling out.
Mm.
It was like bits and pieces, and I remember one day like I woke up and all her hair was gone,
Mm.
and that kind of like it was like a slap in the face again. Like the enemy was just trying to like bring me down,
Yeah.
and just seeing it, all the emotions was like seeing her without her hair. It made it feel more real.
Yeah.
Just because the like as a woman, she didn't feel she felt less worthy because she had lost
Her
her hair,
appearance.
her appearance,
Mm-hmm.
and it hurt me like hearing that from her, and I can only imagine like the thoughts she's thinking like insecurity and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Um, but I remember like that hurt me like it kind of like I the best way to put it I would say is just like it brought me down, but I just kind of remind myself like even though you're going through these emotions, you're seeing these things like God told me already she's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
So that was always in my mind like you know what like she's gonna be all right. It's just the process. And one of my friends she told me she's like oh like her losing hair is just part of the process, just showing that her chemo's working.
Yeah.
It's doing what it's supposed to do.
That's good.
And that kind of like uplifted me a little bit and just reminded me like yeah like she's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I ended up shaving my head off too. Like at first I was like I don't know, but I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And I remember we had a moment together. Like um, I was in the bathroom and I called her over or whatever, and then I grabbed the clipper or whatever
Yeah.
and I just started shaving my hair, and she just started crying, and she was just like, oh, like it felt. I know it felt good for her, just like
Yeah.
knowing that she's seen and um, I was there for her in that moment. So that was a pretty cool moment that we shared together. Um, yeah, bro. I mean, the whole process has been tough. I'm not gonna lie, but I know God's gonna take care of her. Even now,
Yeah.
like even bro, even right now, like honestly, I was gonna tell you like I don't think I'm gonna go, bro,
Mm-hmm.
because so she's getting her radiation treatments and like her whole like chest area right here, it's all like
Yeah.
red, like burnt up, like and it hurts her,
Mm-hmm.
like literally before I left, bro, she was crying, like,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard, bro, like just seeing her like that and just seeing that all the cancer and the treatments wearing her body down, but like I know God's gonna take care of her, whatever that looks like. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Whether that's healing her or whether that's Him calling her home, bro.
Mm.
And I've honestly made peace with that. Like it'll suck, right?
Yeah.
But I know like God's gonna take care of her, whatever that
Yeah.
looks like. You know
Right.
what I mean? Um, but I do have faith that He's gonna heal her from it,
Mm.
and she's gonna like I wrote my prayers down in my little prayer book, bro. Like
Yeah.
I know that He's gonna heal her, He's gonna restore her.
Come on, bro.
Her hair's gonna grow back better than before. Like
Yeah.
I already like I had like He gave me that vision, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like I I don't feel at war with myself and my thoughts, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It does.
Like I have that peace, bro, and I thank you for it too, for
Yeah.
pushing me and even just I remember when we first talked about it, like I was gonna go to the Valley Bibles. I was so on the fence about going to their men's retreat, and then ended up passing on, and then you invited me to the Discovery one,
Yeah.
and I thank you for that, bro. Like
Yeah.
I would, who knows where I'd be? Like honestly,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Like if I never heard from God in that moment, like where would I be? I don't
Yeah.
think I would be in the position I am today, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, bro, that was my first kind of just to tie it back up.
Yeah.
That was my first really like moment that really
Sparked everything, huh?
sparked everything
Mm-hmm.
and made me like on fire for God.
Yeah.
Just hearing from Him and just feeling His presence, like I don't know how to explain it, bro. It just felt like a big hug. Just
Yeah.
I got you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's crazy because I remember walking with you through some of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean I wasn't there behind all the closed doors all the time, but I do remember you reaching out for prayer a lot and during that season and when everything was still fresh with your mom uh, and just praying and praying for you, bro, and praying for your mom and just praying for you that you had strength. And I remember sending you countless text messages, you know what I mean, and kind of just being those words of encouragement because I knew that the enemy was gonna try to do that to
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? I knew the enemy was gonna try to get you alone, bro. And
Yeah.
I knew that that he was gonna try to get you while you're walking through it. You know what I mean? While you're
Yeah.
walking through your valley. And yeah, man. I just remember that I had a conviction, bro, of where I was just like, pray for the men's retreat, pray for the men's retreat, and then
Mhm.
the same thing, bro. That kind of like how you said, like God kind of just spoke to me and was just like you know, George needs to go. He needs to
Yeah.
go. And I remember it was a couple, like literally we were hooping like every Monday, and I
Yeah. Yeah.
remember after every like hoop session we would talk for like almost an hour. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? After, and that, it was something that I was always looking forward to too, bro, because it
Mhm.
was like yeah, the hoop was cool, but at the same time, like man, it was cool to like park outside the gate and then have a
Yeah.
conversation for like an
Yeah.
hour and sometimes two. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And yeah, man, I just remember God just kind of just telling me like just continue to pray for him. And then I remember you literally telling you too, like bro, like I don't know what's trying to stop us like from going, because
Yeah. Yeah. I
even
remember
me too.
that.
Remember,
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, like even me too. I was on the fence of about going just because of all the situation that I was going through financially, and then kind of the stuff that I was going through from work. You know what I mean?
Right.
And same thing, bro. Like the enemy was trying to get me alone, trying to get me to like feel shame and kind of like, oh, like I'll just go next time. I'll just go next time. Like I kind of had that thought, but like after praying about it and praying about it, and then kind of even like talking to my wife about it, and I was just like, no, like I really feel like I need to go. Like a
Yeah.
breakthrough is about to happen. I remember that was kind of one conversation that we had one night where um, after we had finished hooping or whatever, and then I had told you like, man, like I don't know what it is, bro,
Mhm.
but like we're gonna have a breakthrough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's crazy, bro. Like to see come full circle now that was like one of your biggest moments that
Yeah.
helped spark, you know what I mean, your faith, and just off of retreat, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was good just to unplug from the world, go to the top of the mountain, and kind of just plug in, bro, and be surrounded by God and His
Yeah.
presence, and just a bunch of men, you know what I mean.
And I think that that men's retreat too. Not only that I heard from God, but it like just seeing other men hungry for God and His Word, and then just seeing that, bro, like kind of gave me like encouragement, and just also seeing them being vulnerable and
Mm,
talking about their own struggles and
yeah,
their own battles and stuff in front of other men. Like it made me. I remember one night around the fire pit. Like I don't know, like seeing them talk about their struggles and stuff made me vulnerable, made me want to be vulnerable and open up, which I did.
right,
And I was struggling though because it was so fresh. Like
yeah,
I was crying and like barely getting the words out. But they
yeah,
knew like, but it was kind of cool to just like, dang, like
hmm,
these are my brothers. Like you know
yeah,
what I mean. I don't know them, but I
yeah,
don't know their names, but like
yeah,
I know they're there for me because I know we're trying to get to the same spot, same
yeah,
place. But that kind of also helped me like also just share and be open with everybody and share my not be afraid to share my testimony.
mm,
Even at work, I would say like I know they say oh don't get too personal and say which for some part right yeah,
yeah,
but I feel like for me this is part of my testimony. This is God's work in me, just in the sense of like what I was going through with my mom and my personal struggles and stuff like
yeah.
that. Just being open and vulnerable about it, like kind of like I feel like it allows other people to see that, like how it did for me, and they're able to be open and vulnerable about their situations. You know what
Mm.
I mean?
Yeah, there's something about being vulnerable, especially as a man. You know what I mean. And
Yeah.
when we really find that vulnerability, like it really like does a healing, and like it
Hmm.
helps like relieve. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then brings peace
Yeah.
in a sense. You know what I mean. And I think sometimes as a culture that it's when we're following God, it's countercultural. You know what I mean.
Right.
And it's a good thing to be vulnerable, and that's kind of what God wants us to be. You know what I
Hmm.
mean. And then, but the world wants us to be the other way of,
Yeah. Be
yeah,
strong.
be
You're a
strong, and
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't cry. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
And have that mindset. I'm like, oh, I can carry this. I'm like, I got it. Like, but yeah, man, I feel like true healing comes, and it took me a while to learn that too, bro. Like, true healing comes from being vulnerable, having someone to talk to, you know what I
Right.
mean, and stuff like that, and like really experience real growth like that, man. Yeah. The next question that was it's crazy, bro,
Yeah,
because that was kind of the next
that's
question I was
why.
about to ask
Yeah,
you. Was how do you handle suffering, hurt, and big disappointment in your life? What role does
yeah,
God play in those times? You kind of hit on that, you know what I
yeah.
mean, in a lot of ways.
I mean, now
Um,
so more. I feel like if a problem comes my way or I'm like battling something, is go to Him, prayer. Ask my friends to pray for me.
mm,
Even if it's not my situation, bro. Like like maybe a couple weeks ago, I texted you like, "Hey, bro, like, can you pray for my
yeah,
friend's mom?"
yeah,
So just share with that, bro. Like, now that I've seen what God's done for me, bro. Like they say it all the time in church. Like people say it all the time, like there's power in prayer, and I really
yeah,
believe that, bro. Like I really do.
yeah,
Like it's weird. That's not weird, but like it's crazy. Like I want people to tell me pray for them.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I know what prayer does. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I know what God can do. Like when He hears our prayers. So it's like I don't know. Like it brings a level of excitement for me. Like when somebody say, "Hey, bro, can you pray for me?"
yeah,
Like random people, like it just like yeah, like I got you.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And but just to go back to that, at least in that situation, right? For my friend, he called me like at late at night, and I seen his text or his call, but like I was already falling asleep,
mhm,
and I was had to be work in the next morning. And then he calls me that morning, like at four in the morning, about 4 in the morning, and then
yeah,
he calls me, bro, and then he's telling me like, yeah, bro, like he's crying, like mind you, like I've never seen him cry, never
yeah,
heard him cry, um, but he was vulnerable in that moment, and he was telling me like, "Oh, like I'm just scared, I'm worried." Like his mom was going to get heart surgery,
yeah,
and like he was just crying. He's just like, "You're the only person that I know that goes to church and prays, bro. Can you pray for me?"
mhm,
And I prayed for him that over the phone, and then I sent him a prayer before work. But I texted you or texted some other friend like, "Bro, can you pray for my friend's mom?"
yeah,
And just to wrap it up. Long story short, she ended up surgery ended up going well. So with her the surgery, there were like something was wrong. I don't know if there was a blockage or something, but or they think they seen a tumor in her.
yeah,
But basically, what he told me from what the doctor said, like, oh, if she had like a tumor, then it would have been bad, or like if they made a mistake during surgery, like she could have died on the
yeah,
table.
mhm,
And that just something small like that. I just like I choose to see that it's God. Like our prayers were answered by God.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So for me, like my line of defense is going to God and praying about
right.
things when things are not going my way.
Yeah, secret sauce, bro.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
what
I
it
mean?
is, bro. Like,
And
yeah,
it's cool, bro. Like how you said, like when you have people in your corner that pray for you. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I really feel good, like when it comes to that too, bro. Especially like there's a lot of situations that I've gone through that I reached out to you. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And right away you hit me back with a prayer. And then
Hmm.
I know there's other people that are close friends of mine that I reach
Yeah,
out to. Um, but yeah, man, it's just something about prayer that made that and kind of reversing back to and just being vulnerable, man. You know what I
hmm,
mean? Being vulnerable, being open with others, and letting them know like, hey, I do need prayer in this moment. You know what I mean? Instead of just having that line of defense just by yourself. You know
right,
what I mean? You know, you have an army of brothers attacking that spiritual warfare with multiple people. You know what I
right.
mean? And multiple prayers. Um, yeah, man, that's good stuff. Um, let's see, is there anything in the world or in the church that tries to turn you away from your faith?
Um, Probably like sometimes the people for sure.
Mm,
Like I think we had a conversation about not I want to say it turned me away, but it's
yeah,
like I don't know that conversation that we had
yeah,
that about the people smoking
yeah,
the we're at the men's retreat and there's people vaping
yeah,
um and like we have discovery shirts on our name tag like you know what I
yeah,
mean and like the outside looking in people are probably like oh like they're a church group but look at what they're doing
yeah,
but at the same time like I kind of had to reel myself back and just try not to judge them
yeah,
that what is that one of the Bible verses says like you judge a man by the speck in his eye, but yet you have a log in yours, or something
yeah,
like that,
yeah,
right?
hmm,
Um, but like probably like maybe the people, honestly, like I haven't found like one thing specifically like oh like that makes me not want to go to
yeah,
church because at least every church I've been to, like it's always been like good. Like for the
Yeah.
most part, like I would say 90% of the time, like the
Yeah.
people are good, people are nice, people are very welcoming. Like the service is always great. Like there's no complaints really I can have.
Yeah.
What about you? Like, is there?
Yeah, I think the same thing, kind of like the conversation we had at the men's retreat. I think um, not that it like tries to turn me away from my
Yeah,
faith, but I think maybe it kind of just rubs me the wrong way
yeah. I think
sometimes.
it more so rubs me the wrong way too.
Yeah,
My
and
faith.
then kind of like how you said too, bro. Like sometimes I do have to remind myself, like, okay, just because I'm not smoking or drinking a beer or
Right,
doing something that somebody can see, that doesn't mean that on behind the curtain that I'm not cussing or I'm not doing
right,
things that I'm not supposed to be doing. You know
right.
what I mean? Sometimes,
Godly things,
yeah, godly things or things of the world.
ungodly,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah,
ungodly things.
yeah. And I think that the enemy tries to do that sometimes. Though I think he tries to get people's view of God and distort it. You know what I
Right,
mean? And just when he does that, it that's how he can get some of the fresh new believers to shy away from the
right.
church or shy away from Christianity and a
Hmm.
whole. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh well, judging the person off their one mistake or their one flaw still, rather than the fruits of their labor. You know what I
Right,
mean? And I tried to judge people. Well, I'm not gonna say judge, but I tried to base my perception of people based on what fruit I see coming out of their lives. You know what I
right.
mean? And whether the fruit is good or if it's sour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nobody's gonna like a rotten orange, or you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like
right,
you get
right.
what I'm saying? And like everybody's gonna like the sweetness of an orange or the sweetness of an apple
Yeah.
rather than something rotten. And I try to base my relationships off that and kind of shy away from the people that I know that don't have so much good fruit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Coming from their lives and that are not walking so godly all the time, or you know what I mean. I think that's just one thing that I think the enemy would try to do take take my faith away. But I think that I've been so plugged in for so long now that
It's hard for them.
yeah,
It's
it's
hard.
hard. It's
You
hard
got so
to
many defense. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's hard for just one thing to be like, oh, okay, like I
yeah.
don't want to follow God anymore. You know what I mean? And that I know that God's just done so much in my life, and even those around me. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
From everything that He's done for me, and then for the people around me, and the influence that I know that I've seen, and the spark that I've been able to help ignite in some other people. You know what I mean?
Right,
And uh, just proof that God's real. And I like I said, it's really hard for just one thing to kind of shake my faith. You know what I
right.
mean? But yeah, um, let's talk about uh, this one. I put faith and friendships. How important is it to have those that you know that also believe in faith? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I think it's important, bro. 100%. Just because they know, like we're trying to go to the same spot, same place, which is
Mm-hmm.
heaven, and they know, like you could call me out, hey bro, like you're supposed to be doing this, you know what I mean? Or like not even necessarily call me out, but like, bro, like, did you read the Bible? Did you, or like just ask me like things about God and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just think it's important because the more you surround yourself with people who are trying to go to the same spot, like the more you learn, the more you grow, and the more you hear from him just through your testimony or somebody
Mm,
else's testimony. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And just those seeds keep getting planted in you, and I think it's really important. Don't get me wrong, I still have a lot of, not a lot, but I still have friends that who don't follow God.
Yeah.
But my prayer, my hope is, um, like you always say all the time, like sometimes we're the first Bible somebody picks up.
Mm,
I feel like now in the position I am, I have that responsibility to plant those seeds and be that Bible for them.
mm,
And I know they see it, and it encourages me. Like a little thing like, hey bro, can you ask me for prayer? Like my
yeah.
friend doesn't even go to church. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they obviously they know there's power behind that
Yeah.
prayer. You know what I mean? So I think it's really important. And just you gain a lot of knowledge and wisdom, bro. There's so much things that I've learned from you, so
Mm,
much wisdom, so much knowledge just from the books you've let me read to your life experiences to everything, really, bro.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, bro. I kind of the same thing, man. I really feel like having godly men around you and like having those godly friendships, really important to uh, kind of like how you said, bro. Know that we're going in the same direction, and also know that we see the world differently. You know what I mean? We see it
yes,
spiritually rather than worldly. If that
yeah,
makes sense. Um, and the same thing, like you said, bro. Like there's a lot of people that I still talk to and communicate with, and even family members, bro, that I know that are
right,
not close to God or don't even have a relationship with God. But kind of reflecting back to that is like I just want to I want to be that reflection. You know what I mean?
right,
Even if they never go to church or um, and be that reflection of God and be on such fire for God, bro, that when even when you get close to me, that you could feel His warmth. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And that it don't all it takes is like um, I heard a pastor say one time that if you're on such fire for God, like, and you, if you're standing close to a fire, like you could literally just get burned. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And the same thing, bro. Like I want to be on fire for God like that too,
yeah,
bro. Where somebody stands close enough to me, bro, they're gonna literally feel
yeah,
Jesus. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And like and feel God and feel His presence, feel His warmth, and hopefully catch their own spark. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Or catch their own flame.
yeah. I could like relate to that for sure because I remember like when I first was starting into my faith and I was still early on, like I wouldn't share it with my family. Like I
Mm-hmm.
would just be, I'll do my own thing, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like in the sense of like I'll read my Bible in my car. Um, but then like I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why would I not present that opportunity for
Mm-hmm.
those questions? Oh, like what are you reading? Oh, like are you reading the Bible? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember I started reading the my Bible like at the dinner table. Just
Mm-hmm.
I'm just by myself. People, my brother's walking by, whatever. And I feel like that kind of sparked something in my brother. Seeing me read my Bible. I remember one day he asked me, um, like, oh, like he was asking me about who Jesus was and who God was, like asking me questions and stuff like that. And then at the time he started going to church. Like he would go like, I mean, it's not. I don't know if he goes now
Yeah.
or I don't know where he's at right now, but I remember he would start going like, and then he asked me like, oh, how do you read your Bible? Like, and he's like, I want to get one. I was like, I ordered one right away, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then I gave it to him like, here, bro. Like, I don't know if he's ever picked it up, but like,
Yeah.
I feel like those seeds
Plant
were
that seed.
planted. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Come
And
on.
just them seeing me read my Bible and um, like you said, like that fire, he got burned through that fire. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because he was so close to me.
Yeah.
So I think that for sure that that was good. That was good. Like moment.
Yeah. That's good, bro. Yeah, and I remember when I was at juvenile hall, bro, and there was a lot of the times that we would do like the church services or whatever like that, and
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of times where I remember, bro, like I would sit there and like talk to the kids about
Yeah.
this about the service or whatever, and like I would always have this thing in the back of my mind, like, okay, what is Ramirez thinking? You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And it's
and I remember there were certain kids that would ask you like, oh, what'd you think? What'd you think? And
yeah.
then like there was times where I could tell like you wanted to like jump
Yes.
in, but at the same time like you kind of like were
Yeah.
hesitant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I remember there's one certain time, bro, that you did jump in right away, and that you actually shared first, bro, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but it was something that you had shared right away, and I was just like, oh dang, like
Yeah.
the services that we're watching are not only, and it was good too, bro, because it wasn't just for the kids, it was
For us. Yeah.
for us too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Get that word in.
And it really helped ignite stuff, bro. You know what I mean? And spark. I remember just the Holy Spirit just being in me all the time, bro,
Yeah.
and being able to lead some of those conversations, bro. I remember there's one time when we had we did the church, and then like an hour or two later, bro, like we had a fight. Remember?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just like it's just crazy stuff, bro. But it's just like, man, just like looking back at it, man, it's just like all the times that all the good times that we had like together.
Yeah.
Like it really like God knew what He was doing, bro, to help grow our friendships.
Yeah.
Uh, and it turned from just being coworkers, bro, to actually growing real friendships. To actually,
Yeah.
I think of you as a brother now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. For
And
sure.
I know that I know just like it's crazy, bro. Just how far our friendship has grown just within like the 2 year span or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels like I've known you so much longer, bro,
Yeah.
and all of our conversations have always been deep, and I think this is why it was so easy to ask you to come on the podcast, bro,
Yeah.
and get you to come on here right away because just of our relationship behind closed doors, you know what I
Right.
mean, and the communication we've had and the conversations we've had and the vulnerability we've had with each other and kind of like how the Bible says, bro, just the iron sharpening iron, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And there's been plenty of times where you've also sharpened me, bro, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, and you help keep me accountable. Um, you pushed me to even do
Yeah.
this, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember the time that we had coffee, bro. You're like, "What's up with the podcast? What's up with
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
podcast?
Yeah.
Like, oh, why are we not doing it? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, where we at with it?" And it was just like, man, and then like some even like my own self, bro, was just like I knew God told me to do it, but like I'm just being disobedient. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
And you definitely pushed me, bro, and like.
Mhm.
Like don't just sit on it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
get it. Let's get it.
Just
Let's
do
do it. Let's
one.
do
Yeah.
it.
Just
Yeah,
get it started. Yeah.
yeah. Get it started, bro. Get the ball rolling.
Yeah, bro. Of
And yeah, bro, and I appreciate you for that, man, and
course, bro.
appreciate you coming on here, bro.
Yeah.
And um,
I just real quick.
mhm.
I remember, bro, like how you're talking about like you would play the sermons for the kids. Mike Todd, and
Yeah,
like I remember like just being in the back, like I'm hearing the word, I'm getting the word, and then you're sharing. I'm like, dang, I want to share, but like I'm
yeah,
like I don't want to. Like
yeah,
I was like I don't know if I was shy or I don't know what I was just very hesitant.
yeah,
And then I remember one of the kids like one on one asked me like, oh, like why don't you ever share? Like I'm curious to see what you say and stuff.
hmm,
And then I remember me and him had a whole conversation. I think after that conversation, kind of like that's when I started like, you know what, like you're right, like I should be
yeah,
sharing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then boom, I feel like that really helped me grow like in my walk with God too. Just like I'm talking about God at my workplace, like you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like and it's just it wasn't a daily thing I would say, but I mean like every Tuesday or whenever we would had time to put it on.
yeah,
And I feel like that just kept like sparking my faith and helped me in my walk and
hmm,
eventually like when once you left like I remember I haven't like in a little while now, but I remember like somebody one of the kids asked me like, oh, like you should play a video for us,
yeah,
a sermon for us. And I'm
hmm,
like, oh yeah, I got you. Like boom,
yeah,
and I remember I started doing it, and then schedule change or whatever. But um, that really helped me spark my faith and just like I felt like when you were gone, I felt like I that's something that God was telling me to keep doing, whether
mm,
that's playing a sermon or just doing devotionals before they eat or
yeah,
whatever it is, or
yeah,
even like just that book that the Crazy Faith
crazy,
book. Starting that, like God gave me that, planted that in my mind, like oh you should do
mm,
something like with them. You should go further, go deeper,
mm,
and yeah, it's crazy, bro. There's like so much that I would want to say, but I'll save it for another episode about like what
yeah,
God's done in my at work. But
yeah,
like there's so much He's done, bro. Like
yeah,
and I credit that to you. Just think one, just being very open about it,
mm,
being vulnerable, and not really caring what the outside world has to say.
right,
For me, I think that was one of the biggest things that was stopping me was just
mm,
the coworkers like, oh man, he's playing a sermon for these kids. They're no
yeah,
good. I like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
cause,
definitely know
cause,
what you
we,
mean.
cause we work at juvenile hall. Like
Yeah,
everybody has that perception of like, oh, they're all bad. Like they like no
no
nothing could
hope.
no hope. Nothing could save them.
Yeah,
And honestly, like I had that mindset too before, where like, oh, like these guys are no good. But
yeah,
I felt like once God saved me, I knew He could do that for anybody.
yeah,
That's including them,
yeah,
even the kids that are there for murder, even the kids that are there for robbery, whatever it is.
yeah,
All these charges, like or whatever, like, and I've seen it. I see it, like,
hmm,
and God's doing that, like the whole like them getting baptized. Like there's so much I want to say,
yeah,
bro. Like,
bro.
but I would say that,
Let's
like,
jump
right?
into that real quick. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean? And
mean,
I mean, I feel like, and that's crazy, bro, because that happened on my first men's retreat.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And God gave me that vision of talking. about him more at juvenile hall, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and at work, and gave me that vision of not only having uh, sermons and stuff with them
Yeah.
and talking more about him, but at the same time, he also gave me a vision that kids were going to get baptized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And man, it took a really long time, and
Yeah.
it sucks that I wasn't able to be a part of it in person, but it was
Yeah.
cool that and I had watched a sermon and it said like, would you still be joyful in the seeds that you plant that you won't be able to see grow?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you won't be able to reap the harvest, even if somebody else reaps the harvest.
Yeah.
And it kind of reflected back on that, bro, because I remember I was hurt, bro, that I wasn't able to be a part of it in person. But just knowing that, man, like at the end of the day, it wasn't even for me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
It was for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to know that they
Took that next.
still followed those steps to do
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And that the torch did get passed to
Yeah.
you and others. You know what I mean? That help keep the faith alive,
Yeah.
bro, and keep that journey alive. You know what I mean? And God was faithful, bro, and kept His
Yeah.
promise. You know what I mean? And had like what 6 or 7 kids get
Like
baptized.
6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, bro, and it was good, bro. And then to find out that there was even some kids that got out of juvenile hall that went to go get baptized.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
remember one kid specifically. I won't say names.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I just call him John.
yeah,
John, he had gotten into a fight, and then so they're like, oh, like you can't be a part of this event, blah blah blah. He was very upset, and he was just like, man, like I want to get baptized, but like yeah, I fought, but whatever. He was upset about it, but I was telling him like yeah, you'll have your opportunity. Like if this is something that the next step you want to take,
yeah,
you will have the opportunity. And end up finding out he did get him and baptized, and he's doing good now. He's like
yeah.
doing real estate, and he's doing
That's
good,
good,
bro.
bro.
Which it's like wow, like
Yeah,
that's the seeds that you planted, we
yeah,
planted, and just for that for us to see that, like it's
yeah.
just like wow, like God's really moving, bro. Like,
Right.
and there's just so many other stories I can say,
Yeah,
I can tell that I want to, but I'll just say like you really kind of opened that gate of like, hey, like I believe in God and I'm gonna stand firm on it.
mm,
And at the time, like I was like, yeah, I believe in God, but like I don't know if I should say it, like you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like an example I heard in church, or I don't know if it was a book or church or something. It said like you should like you should everybody should know that you follow God. For example, like you like the Eagles,
yeah,
like you make that known, like
yeah,
that's my team, like let's go,
yeah,
like
yeah,
you're on fire for them, like
yeah,
in that same way you should be on fire for God, like
yeah. Come
everybody
on.
should know, like
Yeah,
yeah, God, he's on my
yeah,
team, like you know what I
yeah.
mean, that's
Come
I
on.
go for him, you know what I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
and
good.
that's how it should be, and that kind of gave me more of the courage and just asking God, like, all right, God, like it started off with small things like just playing worship music, bro. I'll play 1 or 2 songs and then I'll change it because someone would say something like a coworker, like,
Yeah,
oh, like change this, like.
yeah,
But now it's just like that's all I play, really. Like,
yeah.
don't get me wrong, I change it like here and there, but for the most part, that's all I listen to, and it's crazy, bro, because like even the kids, they like
Hungry
they
for it.
enjoy it, bro. They're like,
Yeah,
oh, play that one song. What's that one song? Like, play
yeah.
that song. Like right now, like probably the top 3 4 songs that they like absolutely love was I Can Only Imagine. That song, I remember, I think you showed them that song. I want to say the I Trust in God, and then Reckless Love of God.
That's good.
And they're always like, yeah, bro, it's just so much that's
Yeah,
like God's doing in that place, and
yeah. It's good, bro.
I'm just glad that He's using me as a vessel to hopefully plant seeds and just be that reflection or try to be
Right.
that reflection of Him. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But yeah, He's moving for sure, bro.
Yeah,
It's
come
good.
on,
It
bro.
feels good,
That's
bro.
good,
Like
bro. Yeah,
it just feels good for a kid that like it can be random, bro. Like it's crazy. Like not that long ago, we had this sermon on like the Book of Revelation, and all these conversations I was having, they were like about heaven and hell and stuff like that. Like 3 4 different times, bro. Like throughout the week.
yeah,
And then I remember random like maybe that week of a week after, some kid just, hey sir, can I talk to you? Like it was after one of our devotionals. It was about heaven and hell and stuff like that. And then he he's like, "Oh, can I talk to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And go to his room. He was in his room, and I'm right there by his door. And he's like, "Oh, I was reading the chapter of Revelation," and he's like, "I'm scared, sir." Like, because it talks about like what's to come, like what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
I'm scared, sir. Like, I just read this, and like I don't want to be thrown in that pit of fire. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just cool, like just to see like just me having that conversation with him and just praying with him and stuff like that. It's just like dang, like God's moving. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. That's good, bro. Yeah, man. Like I said, bro, I appreciate you coming on, bro, and I appreciate everything that you're doing. One last thing uh, that I'm gonna ask everyone on the Forever to Anchor podcast. I'm always going to close by saying, what's one area in your life that you feel needs to be anchored better? Whether it's prayer, worship, reading,
Um,
listening, leading, serving, anything.
I think just being more obedient and really making more time to be in the Word,
Mm,
getting down and sitting there, and even if it's a short little chapter, verse, whatever it is, just getting up 10, 15 minutes earlier and just locking in and just
mm,
like thinking about it throughout, letting it marinate throughout the whole day, and just
mm.
reflecting on it at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Think that for sure. Serving, I know I've been telling you since the
Yeah.
last ministry, like that's I know something God's telling me to do.
Yeah.
I just need to be obedient with serving, and then just there was another thing. Oh, joining a small group.
Oh, okay.
Joining a small group.
Yeah.
Those three things for sure that I need. That's my next step that I need to take in order for me to go closer to God and take that leap, that next
That's good,
step.
bro.
Serving, getting my word more consistently, and joining a small group. Just surrounding myself like that. We said surrounding yourself with more godly men.
Yeah.
That's what I think I need.
That's good, bro.
Because I know I got you, but you got kids, and sometimes you get busy. Don't get me wrong. I know
Yeah.
I know if I shoot you text or
Yeah.
something, you're there. But it's
Yeah.
like, why only have one?
One. Yeah.
Why only have one when you can have
Yeah,
an
well,
army? You know
right.
what I mean?
Come on, bro.
Like
Come on.
that's
That's good, man.
Yeah.
For sure, bro. I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
It
for
was
sure.
good.
Yeah.
Good. I know we were kind of nervous.
Yeah.
But I felt like everything flowed. Like
Yeah, for
probably
sure.
talked a little bit more than I should have.
No, that's good, bro. I
But
mean, you're
there's so
definitely
much more, bro.
yeah.
That we didn't really
We'll get
get
you on
into.
here again, bro. I mean,
But
we'll get the setup a
yeah,
lot better. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
like I said, bro, we talked at the last minute retreat. I was like, man, I gotta stop procrastinating, bro.
yeah.
I just need to do it. And I tried to do it, maybe do an episode there, but we were just so busy throughout the day. And by the time we got back to the room, we were
Bro,
already
I was
yeah,
beat, bro.
tired, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I felt
Yeah,
bad because I remember you telling me like, oh,
I,
like we should do that.
yeah, and I was the same way too, though, bro. It's like, man, I remember laying down and just talking to my wife on the phone for a little bit,
Yeah.
and just being like, bro, I'm like tired. Dude. I
Yeah.
have nothing left, bro.
Yeah, we were busy.
Yeah,
We were like
yeah,
all day that second day. And
yeah,
it was good. It was
yeah.
good, but like it did.
It was, yeah, it was
Did
just
have
like,
an effect.
man,
I was
we were
like,
just one thing after another, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. We're just tired, bro. I was gassed.
Yeah.
But for sure, man.
Tank was on.
Thanks
E.
again, bro.
All right, bro.
For
It was
sure.
good.